One of the coolest accessories for Starlink MINI. Check this out, guys. This is a little smart battery that just clips onto the back of your Starlink. Still got mounting points and different things for stands and stuff like that, but it gives you a truly self-contained power solution for your Starlink MINI so that you can literally have 0 cables and run your Starlink. We're going to test how long it can run for, recharge time, and a whole bunch of other things, so stay tuned. Let's unbox this from Peekdo. Got a little documentation card. Got 2 cables, USB Type-C, and then a little teeny mini Starlink DC cable. And here's the unit itself. On the back side here, we've got some mounting points, which is great. And this bad boy is 96 watt hours. And outputs a voltage of 15 to 21 volts, 65 watts max. And you can charge it with up to 100 watt power delivery. Here on the front, we've got a power button. See if we can fire this up. Nothing's happening. It might be in sleep mode from shipping. Plug the charging in, which we've got the USB-C port right here. This is a little screen. Let's hook it up to some power and see if we can get it to fire up. Happen to have a nice power station right here with 100 watt USB-C power delivery ports. So let's plug this in. Aha! That's what we needed. Wow, this is a really, really nice screen. Battery percentage remaining with an estimated time. It does have Bluetooth. We'll have to see what that does. And this is very cool. So this is split here. So this top section is telling you, has the USB-C logo, shows you how much power is coming in watts, and then it gives you your amps and your volts. And then when we connect it up to the Starlink, we should see facts about the DC down here in the second view. So yeah, we noticed Bluetooth is included with this. Well, they make a web app, but it's only available for Android or desktop. I've got iOS, so I'm gonna have to get a computer to test that feature out. I highly recommend getting a hard case for your Starlink stuff. Super nice. This particular one I've got is from Stargear, but there's a lot of companies out there. The thing that's nice about this is, if you notice, I've got space for the dish. And I've got this power station that fits just perfect right there. But in addition to that, the pole mount fits. So does the AC power. If you notice, Starlink MINI fits. It's got this little silicone jacket on I'm going to be taking off. But then in addition to that, I've got space for the power cable that came with the Starlink. I've got the charging cable for the Peekdo power bank. I've got a USB-C power cable. And I've got the kickstand, all stored in this box. It's fantastic. So what we're going to do today is see how long this Peekdo power supply can run the Starlink MINI. You can see we're at a 100% state of charge. Installation is quite easy. Turn the Starlink MINI over, and the Peekdo came with this very short power cable. All right. So all we've got to do is put the one end in the Peekdo, and then put it so that the little mounting holes and whatnot are facing up, and then just kind of position it here. Let's go ahead and plug the power supply into the dish. Just like that. And then what's sweet is this. I use my foot here because I'm holding the camera with the other, but this just slides up into place and locks onto the dish. Just like that. It's very, very slick. All right, let's just power it on. And you can see right here on boot up, we're pulling about 34 watts, 35 watts. I'm going to position this kind of due north, and it should connect up. Notice it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning that we're starting this test. So you can see Starlink is still booting up here. Mess it up finding its satellites, but if we look here, now we're only pulling about 20-ish watts. So I think this is going to last a good long time. We'll be back in a number of hours. All right, I just lost my Starlink internet, so I think this died. Let's take it to the shade and check it out. Yep, you can see here, we're at 0% state of charge. It just kind of booted back up when I turned it on, so it's probably draining out the last little bits of power, because batteries do that. They die, the load shuts off, and then they kind of make a comeback. And you can see here we made it to 3:13 p.m. So that means this little power bank powered my Starlink for about 4.5 hours. That's not too shabby. Of course, that's not your all-day power solution, unless, of course, you charged it with some external source while it was hooked up, right? Which you certainly could. But this is fantastic for just that quick little day trip where you just need this on the go, self-contained, no cables to deal with, nothing. Just go, have your Starlink, and use it for 4+ hours. Very, very nice. All right, now we're going to see how long it takes to recharge this from dead to full. Now, the screen doesn't stay on long enough for us to watch this whole thing. So what I've done is I've got this power station here, and it's only going to be powering this power bank here. So we should be able to see when it drops to basically 0 watts out, because this screen won't time out, and then we'll know that this was charged. I'm running my stopwatch and the camera off a different power station back here. So this power station is the only one recharging this. Now I do think that it bounces back with its voltage a little bit because see how it says 6%? I tried to boot up the Starlink though again to see if I could milk any more out, and as soon as the Starlink tried to boot up, this would shut off. So it's basically dead. For some reason it still says 6%, but it will not boot up the Starlink anymore. That might just be a safety feature to make sure that it doesn't discharge so far that you can't recover it, because you don't want to take lithium batteries all the way to zero. This power station does have a 100-watt power delivery port, and we're using the cable supplied with this device. So we should get the maximum charging that this will accept, and we should be able to recharge it as fast as possible. So here we go. Plug that in. This screen lit up, and you can see it's starting to accept power. We're up to 55 watts, 59, 56. So let's go ahead and hit the start on the stopwatch. And you can see the power station is registering pretty darn close, 60-ish watts. I'm guessing that that is the fastest this will charge, even though it's rated for 100 watts. That's probably so that you can charge this while connected to Starlink. And I might test that to make sure that that's doable once we're done with this test. This battery bank here took just over 2 hours to recharge from dead to full. So that's not bad at all. All right, supposedly this unit not only powers a Starlink, but its USB port is supposed to be bi-directional. So I've got a MacBook Air here. Let's go ahead and plug this in and see if it charges it. It's a little hard to see, but we've got a little charging icon up there. And if we come look at the screen, we can see that, let's try that again. We can see that it is discharging 40 watts, almost 50 watts. Oh, there we go. It just hit 51. So yes, it can also double as a power bank, and its USB port is bidirectional. I've depleted the battery. Let's look at it here. We're at 71%, okay, powering the Starlink. Before that charged at about 60 watts, so I want to see if we can charge the battery as well as power the dish via the USB-C. Right now it's downloading a software update for Starlink, but anyway, we are powered up, ready to go. Let's plug this in, and let's see what kind of wattage it pulls. So this is a 100-watt power delivery port on this power station. You can see we're still pulling 59 watts. So it doesn't look like it's going to go over 60. If you see there in the orange writing, the dish itself is only consuming about 20-ish watts, and we're pumping in 60. So that means that we are going to stay on top of the power consumption of that dish, plus charge the battery. The other cool feature that this could have and play a role in is like in a car. If you're running the dish off like your power system in the car, and you go to start the engine, and you know how all the power cuts out while you start the engine, and then you'd lose connection, you have to wait for the Starlink to reconnect. Well, with this, okay, watch this, I'm going to pull the plug, and you'll see that it's able to just continue powering the dish with battery power. So that means you could keep your Starlink uninterrupted and even run, while the car is off for a couple of hours, as we saw, and then it will automatically start recharging when you start it again. Or other scenarios, moving it from location to location or whatever, you can keep the network connected without killing power to the dish every single time you need to move it. So that's pretty cool. This is a really cool accessory. I'm really loving it. All right, a little obnoxious that this app does not work with iOS devices. So I'm here on my big computer, and we'll see if we can connect up to the app. So here in the instruction manual, there is a link to their web app. So we'll go ahead and go there, and right there it's saying to connect to a device, so we'll go ahead and click that. And it's coming up here and searching for the device. There it is. So let's go ahead and pair to that. It says we're connecting, so let's see if it works. Oh, and there we go. So I could foresee this being very handy on a phone app. It gives your state of charge right up here at the top, and then it tells us if the DC port's enabled or disabled. Let's just try enabling that. It's asking for a passkey. I don't see any passkeys on the back of this, so we might not be able to do that. All right, so don't try clicking the enable button, that's for sure. We've got our information on the battery, 66.3 watt hours, 69%. And then if it was discharging, it would give us an estimated time remaining, just like it does on the screen. It also gives us our voltage, current, wattage on both of the DC port and Type-C port. DC on-off schedule. You need authentication on that, so I think that's locked down just like this, but that could be kind of interesting to be able to configure a schedule for when your Starlink turns off and on. Up here in the top right corner, we've got this. Oh, that just changes it to dark mode, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. The 3 dots up here. Ooh, expert mode. I always like expert modes. So it looks like we can force a restart now. We can do a shutdown, like a full shutdown. We're able to do the over-the-air updates for firmware. And then everything else down here is correct. Keeps kicking me off when I try to adjust settings, at least the protected ones. So all of these settings here, These are the power limit settings. It changes the charging or discharging of the battery. So anyway, when I tried to play with these, it logged me out. So I think those are protected settings. Over here on the left, let's go to system here. Nothing changed. It just scrolled me down a little bit. Clicking on Bluetooth doesn't change anything. Clicking on battery just scrolled me down further to show me the battery information. DC port just scrolled me down further. Type-C port scrolled me down further. Date and time put me down here at the bottom for my date and time. And barrier free does nothing. So anyway, everything is on this single page here. Those buttons will just scroll you to a certain point on this main screen. So I'll probably just keep expert mode turned off and keep the interface simple. Can't wait though for them to give us an iOS app. Apparently this will work on Android. I do not own anything Android, so that's why I had to use the desktop app. But that is somewhat not as user-friendly as a mobile app for on-the-go stuff, which is probably what you're going to be using this power station for most of the time, because it's for the Starlink MINI, which is for on-the-go, right? So what do you guys think of this power bank for the Starlink MINI from Peekdo? I think it's a sweet accessory. I've already actually been using it quite a bit. I think for its size, it has great runtime. It recharges quite quickly, all things considered. Probably my biggest gripe is that it does not have an iOS app. I think they really need to do that if they're going to be offering app control. Now, it doesn't really matter too much. The only thing that would be handy is to be able to remotely see how much battery you have left without coming and looking at the screen. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Leave yours down in the comments below. I try to read and respond to all of you, and love to hear your thoughts and observations about this device. I'll leave a link for it down in the description below, so you can check that out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I sure appreciate all of you guys. Stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time.